Good morning, everybody. This is Blind Guy 08, or my name is Kyle, and I'm with Sue from the Dark County Board of DD, and we're going to talk behind the scenes of we're going to talk behind the scene of what goes on at the Dark County Board of DD, and Sue, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Sue Houston, and as Kyle said, I work for the Darke County Board of Developmental Disabilities. And my job there is community connections and advocacy. So I always kind of joke and say that I have the best job because we're out doing all kinds of things in the community and volunteering and promoting all things Dark DD. And with advocacy, helping people learn how to speak up for themselves and advocate.
And Sue is also the co-leader or the leader now of the Action Club.
Right. Yep. We're going through some changes currently, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Yep. So, but I'll keep it going, and we're going to keep doing all the good work that we've done in the past.
And so, Sue, tell us how long you've been working at Dark County Board of DD.
So I have a lengthy history there actually. It was basically my first job out of college. So I worked there in the late 80s, early 90s. And it was back when we were called case managers. We were not SSAs, which is service and support administrators. And, yep, to your right just a little bit. And we only had two case managers. I was the kids case manager, and we only had one adult case manager, which, if you know anything about our system now, I think, I can't say, I think we have like 11 maybe SSAs to do all of that work. So it was way before we had waivers or any of that. The system was completely different. So that was, I quit in 95 and had a couple babies. Then I worked part-time at Greenville High School, and I did career development, and it wasn't just career planning for kids with disabilities, it was for all kids. So that was really fun. But what was really unique, I think, is the lady who took my job when I quit to stay home with my boys was retiring from Dark DD. And so I applied, got the same job back, and ended up being in the same office. And what was really interesting was the kiddos that were on my caseload back the first time I worked there, they were now, some of them were parents, and I had their kids on my caseload. So that was in 2012, I think. I think I've been back for 14 years.
That's awesome, Sue. So now tell us more about what kind of stuff we do at advocacy for the Board of DD. Let's kind of take us behind the scenes a little bit more.
Okay, so advocacy is
And Action Club, sorry.
Yep, and Action Club. They're two. They're different, but they're very similar. Advocacy and action is kind of like I said, really helping people to kind of realize what they want out of life. And before you can do that, which we all have to do that, right? We all have to figure out who we are, what we like, what we want, what we don't like. And then you can speak up for yourself. And I think we've all been in situations where it's difficult maybe to speak up for yourself because we don't want to upset other people. We don't want anyone to be mad at us. So it's sometimes can be a tricky thing to speak up for yourself, but we really support people in doing that. And we meet monthly. We meet monthly with our local advocacy group, but then we're also part of a regional advocacy group with 6 other counties. So that's really fun. We travel once a month, and a different county hosts, and we have lunch, we have a speaker, we get to see our friends from other counties and really make those connections. So that's kind of advocacy, but then you also asked about Action Club. Did you have something to add there?
Part of advocacy is also just like kind of like a little bit of action club, like you said, but also one thing that we done, that I've been a part of, play with show the last couple of years, is being a part of advocacy is going to talk to young students.
Yeah, we've done a lot of school visits, haven't we?
Yes, we have, and we were supposed to have a friend of ours join us today, but she was not able to make it, and we're going to talk about her disabilities and what's so special about the month of April here in a little bit.
Yeah, we're celebrating April. Spoiler alert, it's Autism Awareness Month. March is DD Awareness Month. And while we always say at Dark DD that, all throughout the year, we really bring awareness to our community. We're out there, we're volunteering, we're doing outreach projects for our community. So we're always out there and active. March is specified as DD Awareness Month, so it gives us kind of another reason to maybe talk to different groups. Or probably 5 years ago, I started doing school visits in the month of March. And I think we've been doing it at least 5 years. And so that's what you were referring to. And you've been part of Dark DD for what, almost 2 years?
Yeah, it's been like 2 years. I think July when my stuff resumed.
Yeah, I thought that was
June or July.
Yeah, and you always joke saying that I keep you really busy, right?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Is that a good thing?
Well, yeah, it's a good thing. And I believe we got 10 years coming up with Action Club.
We do. Yep. Sam reminded us of that, our other friend Sam.
Yeah, spoiler alert, we're going to try to get him on. I'm going to try to get him on a video at our next Action Club meeting, or before or after.
Yeah, he'll be good. Sam does a lot of public speaking, but why did we say Sam? What were we? This is how
10
quickly.
10 years of Action Club.
Yeah. So Sam, who we always joke has a mind like a steel trap, and he says that it really is his autism that turned out to be his gift. And one of his like special talents is that he just has an amazing memory. So he saw that on our banner of Action Club, he noticed that we chartered on May 12th or 16th, I forget, but it was in 2016. And so he made us all aware that we were coming up on 10 years. And so we're going to be doing a special celebration at our May meeting, which I think is May 18th. And we'll be kind of hitting some of the highlights of what we've done with Action Club and inviting some of our past members back, inviting our community in. We'll put together a bit of a PowerPoint, some pictures just to kind of celebrate. And in the one presentation that we did, I had pulled some of our early pictures. So it's going to be really fun to look back 10 years ago and kind of see where we were and where we started.
And if Sue doesn't mind, we might bring her back on to talk about how the event went.
Sure. I can talk.
Yeah,
I can talk forever.
Sue can talk, and in the Action Club, like she mentioned, Sam was like one of our early members.
Yeah,
He was
from day one.
the first secretary.
He's held every position except for treasurer. And I don't think he's really interested in that.
He said, Sam said he's waiting for a special time to do treasurer.
Yeah. That's how he's wrapped that up. Yep.
Yeah. But, let's see. What else do you want to say about Dark Board DD? And,
Well, maybe we could talk a little bit more about what we do at the schools, because it's really impactful, don't you think?
I do think so, and that's why I was hoping to have Katie here, our good friend Katie. And like Sue mentioned earlier, it's Autism Awareness Month, and we got a special bulb right here. If you get one of these bulbs, and you can purchase them online or go to your local retail, and you can get like a blue bulb to celebrate Autism Awareness Month.
Yeah, and we have posters that say we're lighting it up blue for autism awareness, and we've been doing this for, again, probably 5 or 6 years. Our community really rallies to do that. Our city officials, I haven't been by at night yet, but they light up our fountain blue, they light up all of our government buildings, our city building, our county commissioners, the courthouse, the fire department, the police station, and a lot of downtown businesses. Plus, people in their individual homes illuminate a blue bulb. And so it's just another way to bring awareness, and which is also what we do at the school visits. We go in, we've been in every school in the county, and they like to have us back, I think, right? Because we come back every year.
Yeah.
And they invite us back. But Kyle, you've been a big part of those visits, and
Yeah, the last couple of years I have.
Sam and Katie and
A couple other friends of ours, Matt and Lauren.
And
Tony and
Paula. Yeah, and we really started it to talk with the kids about kindness and acceptance. And we generally talk to younger kids, although we're getting into that middle school grade, and Bradford even had all the way up through high school, K through 12. And
Which was my favorite part of the high schoolers, because they was intrigued more when we done the Bradford Disability Day back in February.
probably, yeah, we've had to expand it outside of March, haven't we? Because we have 7 schools that we go to, and we cannot do it all in 1 month. It's exhausting because we meet with a lot of kids. Our goal is, of course, we talk about kindness and acceptance. We talk about how we're all different, whether you're born with a disability that, we can recognize or not. We're all different. And we want to make it okay, and we want to make it a comfortable space for kids or people to ask questions, because we understand that when you meet somebody who's different than you, and again, it doesn't have to be somebody with a disability, maybe somebody who just runs in different circles than you, or they're not your typical friend at school. If someone's different, sometimes it can be difficult to strike up a conversation, to think of them as, somebody that you could be a friend with. And especially if there's a disability where somebody has questions, we would prefer that they what?
Prefer them to always ask questions. And like some of our school visits we've done, we had a couple of students that had disability, which I'm not going to mention names because I don't want to get into trouble.
Yeah, that's probably best.
But we had some people talk about their disability and how they interact with their classmates, and which the kids enjoyed hearing about their classmates.
They really did, and we've started doing that the last couple of years. As you can see, Kyle's an adult, Sam, Katie, Paula, Tony, Matt, Lauren, they're all adults, which is good. We go in, we have a great message. We make it really fun. We have a lot of fun, don't we?
Yes, we do.
It's not like we go in and we just do a stiff presentation. We sing with Katie, we play ball with some of your tools. Yeah. We just have a lot of fun. But the last couple of years, we've started incorporating the kids with disabilities that are their peers that attend the school with them. And that's been really impactful, because we know the kids at school know that those are kids with disabilities, right?
Yes, they
And
do.
they know that little Jimmy can scream when he's in the hallway, that's maybe part of his disability, that Jimmy's not going to get in trouble for doing that, but if, they couldn't just scream in the hallway. So they have an understanding of a disability. But what we do is we really take it that next level deeper, and we talk about, why they scream, and one of the aides was great. She said, it feels good to Jimmy to scream. It sounds good to his ears. It vibrates. It just calms him and feels good. And the feedback from the teachers, and then we talk about, okay, we've talked about how we're different, we've talked about disabilities, but we really want to connect on what we have in common. And then that's where we always say, you connect with people, right? When you have something in common, then any difference or disability kind of falls away.
Absolutely. And one thing I noticed the last couple of visits, when we went to, I believe, last school was FM, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
And some of the kids was asking directly, whoever was talking, if they had a question, they were speaking directly to them. And that's what we encourage. So instead of them asking Sue, hey, how does he get dressed or whatnot? That's one of my common questions I have asked, which you guys seen. I did a previous video that you can go back and check that out. Commonly asked questions. If you look at the YouTube channel, The Blind Guy DOH, which is the-blind-guy-DOH, T, B, and G are all capitalized.
Is it hyphen or underscore?
Hyphenated.
It's a hyphen. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, and kids are intrigued with you, Kyle. Like, they want to know everything about how you just manage life. You live on your own, you work. Like you said, they always want to know, well, how did you know that you were wearing your Ohio State shirt today? So it's really fun to give them that opportunity to ask questions. Right, that's really what they want to do. They want to meet up with us, and so we have visited the schools back afterwards, and we might even do like a lunch buddy thing where we can go in and just hang with them, where they can really ask us questions, and we're not doing, our presentation. But I wanted to add on. You did say that the one boy, he spoke up and kind of let not just his classmates, but his entire grade know that he had autism. And he talked a little bit about that. And I think the best compliment that we could have gotten was when the teacher came up to us afterwards and she said, he's had autism. The teacher knew it, the family, they had meetings, IEP meetings, and blah, blah, blah. She said, but he never has spoken of it. And she said, I feel like you guys made it okay for him to feel comfortable to have a disability. Like, it's just who we are, right?
Yes.
Is it any big deal?
No, it's not. And just like last year when we went to Montessori, another little fellow came up and talked about one of his siblings having a disability, and that he never spoken up until after we came. Yeah, so that really is our mission. We want to take away any stigma. We want to make people feel comfortable. We don't want people to make any assumptions about us, about what we can, what we can't do. And do we get offended? No, we don't get offended. We prefer you ask questions. And I'm going to switch subject real quick.
Yep.
Now, we just, part of advocacy, we have started to interact with our first responder. I'm going to have Sue talk about the sensory bag we passed out to the schools and to the first responders.
Yep, that was a great project. We're very member driven with our advocacy and our action groups, our action club. It's confusing. We're called Advocacy and Action, and then we started Action Club. So, but we're very member driven. And somebody, I think it was Katie, had talked about how, her anxiety just really can get to her. And she's okay if we talk about this. She's given us permission to talk about this. And she uses some fidgets, some squishy balls, calming techniques to kind of regulate herself. So that got us thinking, if Katie's struggling with that, we know a lot of our people that we support struggle with that. So Cheryl and I, Cheryl's co-advisor for Action Club, and congratulations, she just retired. We miss her greatly, don't we?
Yes, we do.
But we found some information on sensory bags and how we could put together a bag and fill it with all kinds of things. Do you remember some of the things that we put in it?
Some of the things we put into the sensory bag was a heavy blanket, like
Weighted.
some fidgets, sunglasses, modified headphones, uh, some like signs and stuff. So
A communication
board.
Yeah, the weighted blanket, and it was pricey, and we were able to get a grant, which was nice. And we put together 32 sensory bags. And so you were one of the main people to help me deliver those. We delivered them to.
We
Can
went.
you name who we delivered them to?
I know you and I went to Arcanum.
Police
we had to
department.
Where we had a buzz the door, and
Yeah.
then
That was high security.
we also went to the Greenville police department. Then we also went to Greenville Township Fire Department, I think, or EMS or something like that.
Yeah.
And you also deliver, I believe, to almost all the schools, and you deliver to all the first responders here in Darke County.
Yeah, so we gave them to Wayne Hospital, asked for some. Once the word got out that we were making these, people were reaching out to get some. So we did one batch, and we'll follow up. They were very well received. In any of those situations, those agencies that Kyle just listed, fire, police, rescue, it's going to be a stressful situation, right? I mean, if those folks are coming to you, you've had something happen that's stressful. So this bag is available. They keep them in their cruisers, on their ambulance, in the ambulance. And even at the schools, we had a PTO mom say, these would be fantastic to have like at dances. When we were at Bradford, they were even saying that, at one of their high school dances, one of the students just had gotten overwhelmed with all the stimulus, right, of the dance. So they've been very well received, and we'll do some follow-up and see how often they're used, if they think that what we put in them are good tools, or maybe there's something else we could add to it. Maybe we can do the project again in a year or two.
And some of the other things besides the sensory bag, we also helped out students last year, or the last couple of years, thanks to another Action Club members that support and suggested that that Action Club helped out students for paying their school fees.
Yes, yeah, that was another suggestion from a club member. We always do our Trophy Nut fundraiser sale, and I'm going to actually give the statistics, the profit, at our leadership meeting on Monday. But I'll tell you, you guys will be the first to hear it. I don't know, when is this going to air?
I'm going to publicize this late on the day.
Okay, so you guys are the first to know.
And Sue will be tagged. I'm going to publish it on my YouTube channel, but I'm also going to publish it on the Facebook page so people can check it out either way.
Yeah, absolutely. But we, this will be our third year. We had a club member, Chas. She thought it would be great if we could help kids in school with their lunch fees. So we looked into that, and what we found is that, with the free and reduced lunches, kids are pretty, that's not a huge need for the little kids. But what we did find out, and I remembered from when I worked in the school system, is that as kids are approaching graduation, if they've had unpaid fees through the course of their 13 years, right, because you start in kindergarten, those just tally up. And some kids are facing graduation owing several $1,000s. And they cannot get their diploma if they don't have their fees paid. So that's where we chose to put our money. And so we have voted to take half of our profit from our candy nut sale and give it to different schools. So we were able to give $600 to Greenville our first year, and last year we gave $550 to Tri-Village. And this year we would like to gift, and it's going to be $450 is our profit. We were just at about $900 profit, so we're going to take half of that, and we're hoping to give it to Bradford to help offset some, kids are approaching graduation now, so we hope that will help somebody.
Absolutely. It should help. And it's getting warm outside, and I believe we just inserted some excellent stuff last year into around the county parks.
Oh, the swings?
That's what I'm talking about.
I know, good lead in. We as Dark DD, our State Department of Developmental Disabilities had some additional funding. It came from some pot of money, I can't say what it is now. But they offered it to county boards in grant form. So we applied, and it was for accessibility, to improve accessibility around your community. So Tanya Clark, our superintendent, completed all the grant paperwork, and we were gifted $550,000. And so that was over a year ago. And so it was a huge undertaking. Like, we were thrilled to get that much money. And we had the projects. I mean, she listed all the projects out that we wanted to do with that money. But getting the projects completed, and we had a year to do it. And so it was a busy year. But we did a lot of work at our fairgrounds. We completely remodeled a building that was already a structure that was there, and made a beautiful sensory room with an adjustable changing table. I believe, don't quote me on this, did we get 5 or 6 adjustable changing tables?
That I do not know off the top of my head.
I think that's right. And we put them, one is at the fairgrounds, we put one at Yolo Park. Our city, like I said, our local leaders are so supportive of us, and they know us now, they know what our needs are. And we, on a fairly consistent basis, meet with them just to kind of update them on what's going on, what the hot topics are. So we were meeting with our mayor and our city director, and we had mentioned that these, it's changing spaces. If you want to go to the website, it was 2 moms that started these adjustable changing tables for their adult, they both have boys, their adult sons. Obviously, if you have a young child with a disability that needs that personal care, you can use a baby changing station. Every bathroom has them. Even men's restrooms have them, right? Used to only be women's because of moms, but we know that dads have their babies. So that's all fine and good until the child gets big, right? And then that baby changing station doesn't work. So these moms started Changing Spaces Ohio, and they've done a fantastic job, and they've made us aware that you know, it was really, I've worked in the field for a long time, but when I heard them say that, you know, they've had to put their adult child on a bathroom floor, a public bathroom floor, to change them, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even want to put my purse. I'm mad if I go into a stall and there's not a hook for my purse, right?
Yes.
So we were thrilled to be able to put them around our county. You can go to our website at Dark DD and see all the different projects that we did, but we paved at our fairgrounds. We paved the pavement around all the animal barns, so that people, and it's not just for people with disabilities, right? It's for moms with strollers. It's for
everybody, accessible for everybody.
That's right.
And one thing that we also did was put swings in.
Yep, I got off track, didn't I?
That's all right, but
that happens a lot.
But the good thing is you did mention about the universal table, which is awesome.
Yes.
Because that helps out for those who cannot, that need help be changed and stuff like that.
Yes, and it's for their dignity, right? It's for their dignity.
And they feel much more comfortable.
Absolutely, sanitary purposes. So, but the swings, we got 22, I think, swings. And again, that came from one of our past board members, his son. He came back from the park, and he said, you know, swings are scary anyway, right? You don't, unless you're really enclosed, you don't feel safe. You're loose, you're open, you're swinging.
Yeah.
And so he came back and he said, you know, his name's Josh, and he said he just didn't feel comfortable. And so again, the need is there. So Tanya wrote in the grant and got 22 or 23 swings, and they're big, heavy, plastic, secure. They're bright orange, or bright green. I don't know why I said orange. And they're at every park throughout Darke County. So, we thought about maybe doing a challenge. Like if anybody wants to visit a park and take a picture and tag us on Darke DD, we would love to show pictures of you enjoying. And they're for anybody, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to have a disability to use them. If you have a kiddo that maybe has sensory issues, or maybe they just aren't big enough to feel comfortable on a swing, enjoy the swings that we've put at the
park.
the parks.
And like Sue mentioned, if you want to take any pictures, please send them to the Bola DD Facebook page.
Yep.
You can search them online, and you can also visit their website. And I'm gonna have Sue give the website one more time before we switch into something she enjoys doing.
Oh yeah, so it's just www.darkeddd.com. Org. I think it's org.
Or you can just
it's our
Google it.
website. Yeah, just Google Darke DD and our website is there. And we have a very active Facebook page. So please follow us on Facebook at Darke DD, and you can see all of the great things that we do. You're in a lot of pictures, Kyle.
Yeah, I know. Well, the one thing about Sue, she don't like being in front of the camera. She likes to be behind the camera. But I'm so grateful for her to take time to do this video.
Yeah, that means a lot. I mean, you're pretty important if I'm gonna, agree to be in front of the camera.
Absolutely. And but I'm gonna give Sue this moment to talk about something she's been involved with. For how long have you been doing antique?
Well, I've had a booth where I resell antiques for 5 years, I think. I have always loved antiques. My dad was an auctioneer, so I grew up in the auction world. And I love to hunt and pick and thrift and find items. I started out doing furniture. I've refinished furniture since I was young. When I was younger, everything was wood. So we stripped it and refinished it, and then it moved into everybody wanted painted furniture. So learned how to do that and do all kinds of techniques with painted furniture. And now I'm seeing it swing back to people want natural wood again. So I haven't stripped any pieces yet, but when I purchase furniture, I don't paint it as much as I used to. But my aesthetic has really leaned into the mid-century. I love the vintage. I love anything 50s, 60s, 70s, boho. So I have a booth currently at the Centerville Antique Mall in Centerville, Indiana. And people can find me there. And I'm at Unique to Chic Designs on Facebook. And it's just spelled Unique, T-O, Chic, C-H-I-C, Designs. And they can go on there and see the kind of things that I have. And I do a lot of, I wouldn't really call it personal shopping, but if people like they're are on the hunt for something, I'm always out thrifting. I probably thrift 5 days a week. And so I'm always out there looking. So I have kind of a list of things that people are looking for. And if I find them, I snap them a picture and ask if they're interested in it.
That is awesome, Sue. And before we wrap it up, I want to mention one other thing. Sue and I have done a lot of events over the last year and a half. And one of my favorite things that we got to do back in October with Sam, an Action Club member, and another Action Club member, I'm just going to say first name, Dakota, went up to Sandusky to Synergy for Kalahari for the first week in October this past year.
It was the first week, yeah. A
And
3-day conference.
And that is the Synergy means about how to be a leader and stuff. And that's some skills I have applied into so I can be a better leader in my community and advocate. And Sam really did help me out when we were there.
Yeah.
Him and I was roommates.
Yeah, yep, you and Sam roomed. It's a great event. And like you said, people learn how to be leaders, and then we bring it back to our community. And look what you're doing now. Like, look how much you've done in the past year and a half.
Absolutely.
Like you're out there now. You're doing podcasts and all your school visits, and these guys are rock stars. I'm not even exaggerating. When we're out in public, the students, they recognize them. They come up, they chat with them, they introduce you guys to their family that they're with. So you're making a big impact on our community, and I appreciate that, Kyle.
Thank you, Sue. And any final words before we wrap it up?
Nope, I would just encourage people to not, what does Sam always say?
Just say hi. Don't be shy. Just say hi.
And we do understand that, you know, it might be uncomfortable to interact with somebody with a disability or somebody that you don't understand, you know, what their disability is. We always say, you know, like, I know people, they don't not do it because they don't want to, they want to be mean, right? Nobody's mean, but there's that anxiety, like, what if I go to talk to this person and then they don't understand what I'm saying to them, or maybe I don't understand what they're saying to me, and then it would just get awkward. And so we do realize that some people just maybe might avoid an interaction, but we are all about community, relationships, connections. I mean, if you don't have that, what do you have, right?
Yep. The thing is, we want you to communicate with us, and hopefully I can get Katie on either remotely or in person, and we're going to maybe talk about what we got going on in the summertime.
Yeah, we've got big stuff coming.
So please stay tuned to the Boulder DD Facebook page.
Yeah.
And if I have any information, if she will allow me to share, I will share it on this YouTube channel. Like I do when I do my singing video, I'm going to leave you guys with the last line of Garth Brooks' song, If Tomorrow Never Comes. But I want to thank Sue again for joining me this morning. So here we go. So tell that someone that you love just what you're thinking of. If tomorrow never comes.
Nice.
Thank you and God bless.
Thank you for having me, Kyle.
Thank you, Sue. Now I'm gonna